the end of the year 2022. So on this channel, every year I do a little rewind and just talk about the major points that happened in my year. And I want to make it very short because I think you should do reviews as well. Like, for example, every time when you want to, like, there's a sentence. If you do a mistake, it's no problem. You learn something. If you do the mistake twice, then you're dumb because you didn't learn from the first time and you didn't adjust it your life. And I think one of the best ways how you can adjust is by actually looking back at your life, maybe weekly, maybe monthly. Some people overdo it. Like, I'm very chaotic, so I'm not the perfect example of a productivity guy, but I like to do it in the end of the year just to rewind my year. And I started this on this channel actually, 2020, the year when I also made the video for Lizzie Pierce when this one was coming up to her channel. I was very proud of that one because it was a project that I worked for like 3 months on it. And yeah, it was very cool. So 2022. To be honest, a lot of people, maybe you including who is watching now, came in the last 7 days on this channel. Because I started with my DaVinci Resolve series because I got my iPad last year because of the idea in the future video editing will move into, yeah, I think this is the future, okay? It's not there yet, but I think this will be the future. And if I compare it, for example, to my Dell XPS 15, the battery, if I go into a cafe, it's huge. The battery is dying after 30 minutes, maybe an hour. It's not really what I like to do. And the iPad has M1 in it. It can... Anyway, this is not a video about the M1. So I started doing DaVinci videos because I'm learning DaVinci at the moment and I'm now switching from Premiere to working more on my iPad, and I think DaVinci is a perfect result for that. But before that, this channel was pretty dark. Dark, no, it's not the right word. It was pretty, like, I wasn't focusing on this channel. There was a couple of videos that came online this year because if I had a problem like Photoshop or something and I figured something out, I shared it, but it wasn't my main focus. It wasn't my main business. So what happened? Why? What did I do? Like, for some people who follow me on this channel, maybe they know I'm from Germany. For the last 7 years, I was traveling around the world. I'm still traveling, even if I spend the most time now in Germany the last 2 years, but I'm now living in Portugal. And my first business is a Canada travel blog. This is also why I have the travel channel. It's called Working Holiday. It's all in German, but a couple of videos in English, because when you do something, you learn, right? And this year, I came together with my girlfriend, Susie, and we started our own business. Now a completely different business. We were talking about and going back and forward a long time at the beginning of the year, and we started something that's called Phoenix Nomads. Phoenix Nomads is a coaching program where we help people basically achieving the same result that I'm doing. Like, I'm a digital nomad since 2016, and since 2019 I haven't worked for someone else. I just worked for myself, my own business. Like, my Canada blog, for example, is supporting the lifestyle that we're having, and the new business is just to focus there. I built my different YouTube channels and I have my passive income streams, and I love business. I'm listening to a lot of podcasts about business and I'm applying this, and I wanted to share all of this. I'm very good with WordPress. I'm building your own website. I'm very good with videos. So there's a couple of traits. And this is also a big problem for a lot of people who start their business because you can do a lot of things, but you have to focus on something, right? And so for us, it was the best to actually build a program for people who need, you know what? I want to be known online. I want to do marketing. I want to write blog articles. I want to do videos. I need a website. I don't even know where to start, how to find my niche, and how to find a market that is actually lucrative. And all of those things we basically talk in this. And so for the whole year, we were working on this new business. There's a YouTube channel. It's called Phoenix Nomads. It's all in German because we decided to go for German, which, by the way, was a big struggle for me. And this is something I now enjoy doing here again because, I mean, I learned English because of traveling, and I improved my English, and I have this self-image that one day I want to become so fluent in English that you can't even hear from my pronunciation that I'm from Germany, because I always hated the German pronunciation. I know you should be proud of your accent, but I wasn't, and I wanted to be more, I guess, more American or more Canadian because I spent 2 years in Canada. Anyway, so this year we focused a lot on that one. We had our first customers. We had our first run through the program where we learned a lot. We learned so much about personal development. For example, I joined a seminar in the beginning of January that was called the NLP Practitioner, something like Tony Robbins is doing. And then I also did the NLP Master. This was in June, so twice we went to Turkey in Belek. It was very beautiful because it's the first time I was in Turkey and it's very cheap there. We also consider living there because we earn our money in a currency in a strong currency like the euro, but you could live there because all the expenses are more cheaper. The expenses are cheaper. You understand what I mean? It's basically the digital nomad lifestyle. And throughout the year, we experimented a lot of things. This year for me is the year of finding myself and the vision, because I shifted from this old business to something new. And all along the way, this is very important, even if you want to start a business or you're already a filmmaker, maybe you want to go to the next level and you want to make it your own business and not just being a video editor or whatever, or you maybe are already in the path, right? You will do stuff that on the first glimpse it's maybe a mistake, but then later on you learn something, the skills, same sentence like the beginning of this video is you learn something, you win or you learn, you cannot fail, you know. And doing this process, you make mistakes, and from those mistakes you learn a lot about yourself, about your business, about the direction you want to go in, and we got more clarity this year. We started podcasting, like now I'm just talking to the camera, and we are doing this on a weekly basis. We have a podcast, it's called Phoenix Nomads Podcast. It's for the German audience, it's about online business and coaching. Yeah, that's basically it. We are living in Portugal, we moved to Portugal. One of my dreams still is to get another camper van. I had a camper van in the past. I was living 3 years in a camper van. I had 3 ones. I was living almost 2 years in Canada in 2, and I always, all of them I converted myself. And here again, I did mistakes at the beginning. The very first one was a very cheap car, like a Dodge Grand Caravan that I converted, but it was basically breaking down along the way. But at the same time, I learned something about, I didn't have to pay rent. And for 9 months living in this car, even with all the breakdowns and the repairs and the tools, I still have the tools. I have a lot of tools because of that time, because I had this mindset at that time that whatever comes, I would just learn. And I never had hands on my car back in Germany before I started my world travel. Like, I didn't even do oil changes or something like that. I was just too lazy, you know? And in Canada, in the time when I was living there, I was basically, when something happened, I was looking it up in YouTube, learned it, did it. From oil changes, from alternator change, until a blown head gasket in the parking lot. I did the blown head gasket. This is crazy. This is crazy. Anyway, the reason why I'm doing this video is also, number one, talking to myself. Probably me in the future is going back here and, hey Daniel, I'm here, 2022, tomorrow is 2023. But also for you, if you want to be inspired, that there is more to life, that this is not, you don't have to live life like you are used to, like your environment is telling you. I'm living proof that you can go out, break out of the norm, of the status quo, and you can change your life by taking control of your life and just using the tools and the resources that you have. And we live in a time that is better than ever. Never let fear allow to creep in and take your power. You have the power, you can do whatever you want, and don't listen to media that is always just negative, because if you're negative, if you're in fear, you're not producing, you're not creating. Create, make stuff, make the world a better place by creating. And I think that's my message for 2022. See you in the next year. See you in the next couple of DaVinci Resolve videos. Oh yeah, let's talk about DaVinci Resolve. My plan is, hopefully in the next couple of days, at the beginning for 2023, I'm working on a beginner's class for DaVinci Resolve for your iPad. I would probably just put this on Skillshare. That means if you want to go to Skillshare, you get 1 month, I think, for free. So you don't even have to pay for that class, and you can just watch it. And if you enjoy Skillshare, you can sign up into a membership or something. I'm not making too much advertisement in this video now. Skillshare is basically a platform where you can learn all kinds of different platforms. Anyway, I will talk about this in the future. This is on my list. This is on my plan. And I think I will also cover a couple of more of the smartphone programs like CapCut and Video Leaps, because they have some tools. We as video editors, we have to learn to adapt. Some programs are amazing, like for example DaVinci now has amazing stuff. I'm loving the direction we are going, but there are still stuff that in the last 2 years, some of the apps here on the smartphone are just faster or easier to do, just on the phone. So I'm still using sometimes stuff like that. But I hope that DaVinci is going into the direction. And anyway, if you're now one of the people who watch DaVinci because of DaVinci, or of the shout out because of all of the pages, if you have any specific question, please feel free to reach out, write a comment, or go to Instagram x.lima. After the new year. Now we have all the Christmas and stuff. That's the reason why I haven't answered some of the questions. But after New Year, we'll focus more onto that. And then I also have some ideas for videos or looking into it, and maybe I can solve your problem. 10 minutes, that's enough. I wish you all a happy new year. See you in the next year. Bye.